You might think that being completely open with your family is the best way to maintain strong relationships, but after 65 some things are better left unsaid. Sharing too much can sometimes lead to stress, conflict, or even regret without you realizing it. Many seniors unknowingly reveal personal details that later cause family drama, financial strain, or emotional burdens that take away their peace of mind. But what if keeping certain things private could actually lead to a happier and more peaceful life? In this video, we'll uncover 5 secrets you should never share with your family after 65 and why keeping these things to yourself might be the best decision you ever make. Stay with me until the end because the last secret is something most people don't realize until it's too late. As we grow older, our relationships with family change. We go from being caregivers and providers to seeking comfort, support, and understanding from our loved ones. But many seniors make the mistake of believing that total honesty leads to stronger bonds when in reality, oversharing can sometimes create distance, misunderstandings, and even conflicts. You may have seen or experienced situations where personal matters like finances, health concerns, or family disputes become the source of unnecessary stress in your later years. What was once meant to be an open and trusting conversation can turn into something that affects your peace of mind and relationships in unexpected ways. Research shows that setting personal boundaries and knowing what to keep private can lead to greater emotional stability, less stress, and better family dynamics after 65. So in this video, we'll explore 5 specific things you should never share with your family if you want to maintain a peaceful, happy, and stress-free life. One of the biggest mistakes seniors make is sharing too much about their financial situation. While it may seem harmless at first, revealing details about your savings, investments, or retirement funds can lead to unexpected problems even within the closest families. Once family members know exactly how much money you have, they may start developing expectations. They might assume you will help them financially cover their expenses or even leave them a larger inheritance. In some cases, relatives may even pressure you into making financial decisions that benefit them rather than what's best for you. A real-life example is David, a 72-year-old retiree who openly shared his financial situation with his children. He wanted them to feel secure knowing that he had enough savings for his retirement, but instead of peace, this led to constant financial requests from his son and daughter, both of whom assumed he had more than enough to spare. What started as innocent transparency turned into stress and resentment as David found himself struggling to say no to their increasing demands. This is why keeping your full financial details private is important. Instead of sharing exact numbers, keep your financial discussions general. Let your family know that you have things under control, but avoid giving them full access to your personal financial situation. Work with a trusted financial advisor and ensure that your money is protected for your own needs rather than feeling pressured to accommodate others. By maintaining privacy about your finances, you can reduce unnecessary stress, avoid family conflicts, and ensure that your retirement remains secure exactly the way you planned. As we age, it's natural to reflect on our past, the things we wish we had done differently, the opportunities we missed, or the mistakes we made. But while sharing life lessons with your family can be valuable, revealing your deepest regrets can sometimes do more harm than good. When you open up about painful mistakes from your past, your family might see you differently, even if that's not your intention. Your children may feel guilty, wondering if they were part of the reason for your regrets, or they might start questioning the choices you made that shaped their lives instead of strengthening your bond. These conversations can create unnecessary emotional distance. Take the story of Margaret, a 68-year-old mother who confided in her daughter about how she regretted staying in an unhappy marriage for decades. She thought she was simply sharing her feelings, but her daughter took it personally, wondering if her childhood was a lie filled with hidden unhappiness. Instead of bringing them closer, the conversation created tension and an uncomfortable shift in their relationship. Regret is a heavy burden, and while it's important to process your emotions, your family doesn't need to carry that weight for you. Instead of sharing deep regrets that could cause emotional distress, consider writing them down in a personal journal, talking to a trusted friend, or seeking support from a therapist if needed. By keeping these private thoughts to yourself, you can preserve the positive relationships you have now without allowing the past to cloud your family's perception of you. Every family has disagreements, whether it's between siblings, cousins, or extended relatives. But after 65, getting too involved in family drama or openly expressing your opinions about conflicts can backfire in ways you might not expect. When you take sides in a family dispute, even with good intentions, you risk damaging your own relationships with the people involved. What starts as an honest opinion can turn into resentment, tension, and even permanent estrangement if one side feels betrayed or judged. Take the case of Robert, a 70-year-old father whose two sons were constantly arguing over business matters. Wanting to help, Robert openly told one son that he believed the other was in the right. He thought he was being honest, but instead his words created lasting damage. His son started distancing himself, feeling like his father never truly supported him, and their once close bond was never the same again. The truth is that family conflicts are rarely black and white, and inserting yourself into them can make things worse. Instead of sharing your raw opinions, practice staying neutral. Offer general wisdom about conflict resolution without directly taking sides or getting emotionally involved. Sometimes silence and understanding go further than words ever could. By keeping your personal thoughts about family disputes private, you can maintain peace in your relationships, avoid unnecessary stress, and ensure that you are not dragged into conflicts that don't directly involve you. As we age, health naturally becomes a bigger focus, but while it's important to share major medical updates with those who need to know, oversharing every health concern can lead to unnecessary stress, loss of independence, and even unwanted interference in your life. Some family members may overreact to your health issues, treating you as fragile or incapable of making your own decisions. Others might start pressuring you into medical choices that don't align with what you truly want, and in some cases, constantly discussing health problems can shift relationships where your identity becomes centered around being a patient rather than a capable, independent individual. Consider Helen, a 73-year-old woman who frequently shared her minor aches, pains, and doctor visits with her children. While she thought she was just being open, she started noticing that her kids became overly protective. They insisted on making her medical appointments, second-guessed her decisions, and even started treating her like she was incapable of living alone. What began as concern soon turned into a loss of personal freedom. Instead of oversharing every health issue, be selective about what you disclose. Share critical information with a trusted family member or healthcare proxy who needs to know, but avoid making health the main focus of your conversations unless it's absolutely necessary. This way you can maintain control over your own well-being, avoid unnecessary worry, and continue living your life on your own terms. Discussing wills and inheritance is one of the most sensitive topics among families, and while it might seem like a good idea to be transparent about your estate plans, revealing too much too soon can lead to tension, jealousy, and unnecessary family conflicts. Once family members know what they're getting or not getting, they may start acting differently. Some might feel entitled to a larger share, others may argue over fairness, and in some cases it can even create distance and resentment among siblings or relatives long before anything actually happens. Take the case of James, a 75-year-old man who decided to openly discuss his inheritance plans with his children. He had planned to leave more to one child who had struggled financially and less to another who was already wealthy. What he thought was a reasonable decision led to anger, bitterness, and years of tension between his children, who felt like they were being treated unfairly. Even before he passed away, the damage was already done. Instead of openly discussing inheritance plans, keep your estate matters private. Work with a lawyer to ensure everything is legally set up the way you want, and only disclose information to those who absolutely need to know. This prevents unnecessary stress and keeps family relationships intact. By keeping these details to yourself, you can maintain peace, protect your final wishes, and avoid family disputes that could last for generations. After 65, your peace of mind should be your top priority. While honesty is important, knowing what to keep private can protect your emotional well-being, relationships, and financial security. We've explored 5 key secrets that seniors should never share with their family. Keeping your financial details private prevents unnecessary expectations and conflicts. Avoiding discussions about deep regrets protects your relationships from unintended emotional burdens. Staying neutral in family conflicts helps maintain harmony and strong connections. Being selective about health disclosures prevents loss of independence and unwanted interference. Keeping inheritance plans confidential ensures your final wishes are honored without unnecessary disputes. Remember, not everything needs to be shared. Setting boundaries isn't about keeping secrets, it's about protecting your peace and ensuring a happier, stress-free life. What do you think? Do you agree that some things should be kept private, or do you believe in full transparency? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more senior life advice. See you in the next one.